Not a bad day of work. I couldn't run a chainsaw today for some reason. It seemed like every time I started, I think I got hung up. Every time. I got pinched in the tree somewhere. It was not a good day for me in the chainsaw. It was not. I'm glad we got all those trees off the south side of the place. The next 2 days, tomorrow and Monday. If everything goes right, it should be pretty smooth going. I say that, knock on wood, or Toyota, next best thing. So, let's hope everything goes right the next 2 days. We should have a really good sale Tuesday on sale day. Right now, Dad and I are both thinking somewhere in the vicinity of 12.5 on the footage. And that's just guessing from seeing all the trees. Once we get them kind of on the deck and laid out, we'll have a better idea. Because I mean, there's some good trees. Even the smaller trees are tall, and those tall trees, you know, they add up in the footage fast. But like these big suckers, when they're tall and they got some size, they add up in the footage really fast. So, it's cold today, gonna be colder tomorrow. The weather can't make up its mind. It doesn't know what it's doing. That's logging. So, enjoy today's video. Hopefully, Monday, we'll be in a different truck. I was supposed to be this, like, Friday. It's kind of what we were thinking, Thursday or Friday. Text message. But it's just, I don't know. I drive by it on the work every day. I see it sitting there. I've seen it sitting there all week. So actually for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I've seen it sitting there. These new trucks, of course, if you remember back in December, I think I actually said I ordered a new truck. But yeah, I ordered this new truck last December, like the 2nd or the 3rd, somewhere around there. And it just got here. It just got here. So that's kind of the scoop of those big 550s. You got to order them like that. Which, if you get an XL or an XLT, you can probably just go get one. But I get the Lariat package because I spend a lot of time in my truck, so I want something a little nice for those long drives. Spend a lot of days in them. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy today's video. Go to Logger Threads. Get you some awesome threads. A tree hugger design selling like hotcakes. It's an awesome design. Feller buncher on the front of it. Hugging trees like the good Lord intended. So guys, have a good weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. My, how the weather changes. It was nice and warm yesterday, and I'm back in a hoodie this morning. It's cold. We got to the Skidder first thing this morning. Had a note about some timber. It's always pleasant to see. Always pleasant to see. We want to cut all we can while we're here. And putting these logs out on the roads like this, like that pile of logs, you know, we've been working right on this dirt road. That's always pretty good advertisement. Kind of let people know you're here and what you're doing. And it's always been, in our experience, especially in mine, my short time logging, I've been logging about 15 years now. But my dad always told me once you get started somewhere, a lot of times it just snowballs or dominoes, and it really does. Once you can get started and get kind of established cutting somewhere, just like here, we went from neighbor to neighbor, and now maybe to another neighbor. And we've got a couple more neighbors that are pending jobs, so it's always good to have that, and people get to talk about the kind of job you're doing, the work you're doing, and how happy they are. It means a lot. So today, I'm getting ready to fuel up the Skidder, and I hate this because Dad doesn't carry a fuel cell. We just got 5-gallon buckets of fuel on Dad's truck, which I hate doing, but it's part of it until we get my truck put back together, my new one. So we're going to drag out some walnut on this side of the creek, and luckily this is the job we started on right here. And this great gentleman, he was more than willing to let us take those logs out and bring them out here to stage them. So that's what we're going to do today. And tomorrow, I think the high for tomorrow is only supposed to be 36, so tomorrow's going to be a cold day of working. So let's get some fuel in and get to it. Now these are the trees we cut Monday back here. I've got, see, there's 3 right there. Them 2 big ones are right there. One up there. I've still got to cut this one here in front of it. But I'm going to knock all this dead stuff out of the top of it before I cut it. It's got that snag there, and it's got another snag right there. We need to make sure we get them out of there. I sure don't want to get smashed. Trying to snake these old long trees out of here. Just because that right there, how tall they are. They really add up in the footage fast. But that's the problem right there you have coming out. They get hung on snags. Hard to get out these long trees. You've got to have a straight shot wherever you go. Now we're down here in this bowl, kind of where we finished cutting yesterday. And I had to cut some trees to even get down through here. It's a little sidely right there. And it's slick. And this old dirt up here, it just gums up. We can't, the lugs won't clean out real good on the skidder. Like I said, this is really where you need to set a chain, something like this. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna winch these up out of here. I'm gonna winch them behind me and we'll drop them right about there. That way we can climb up easy. And then we'll winch them to us. Once we get there kind of in flatter level ground, we'll grapple them and take them on out. So there's some pretty good sized trees in here. This whole thing here, it's a hog. That one over there laying's pretty good too. I think there's 5 or 6 down here total, I think. I don't know. There's it'll be work getting them out of here, but nevertheless, we'll get them one way or another. Grab the saw here off the skidder. I just drug this guy down. That was the last tree I cut yesterday. See how bad that bark's starting to slip. Really starting to slip. Hate to see that. Hate it. We had a slight change of plans, kind of like a lot of my projects. Skidder wouldn't even climb out of here empty. Just wouldn't get any traction, so I had to back up to the hill here and winch myself up to that tree. In the process, I slid into this thing, had to get off and cut it. Here's where I had my blade holding the machine twice. Then I cut this other little one here just to make sure, because I didn't want to get off and do it again. So in the meantime, what I did, I just kind of forwarded all these logs over here at the base of this bowl, and I'll sit up here on top of it and just run cable down and winch them up. Because I would not even own a skidder without a winch on it. Would not do it. If you're gonna have a grapple skidder, you better have a winch. Better have a winch. I have been hung up more times today than I can even count. It has just not been a good day for me around that saw. This is could probably be the last tree of the day. I just cut it, and I come down. I'd cut a couple here. The property line's right here close. These couple tops right here are on the first place. This tree right here was on the job we're cutting now. But this tree was right here along the right of way, and of course I was up there at the top of the hill. That's where I've got logs kind of staged until I put them all together and make a drag. But I was looking at the top, and I don't think it would have touched the power lines. But just to be safe, I come down here, and what I did, I should have had Dad help me. Dad's up on the deck marking logs, but I just took the skidder and I backed into it. I raised a tree pusher up on the arch, and I just kept pressure on it. And what I did, I just cut into it and kind of left just a little bit on that backside hold, and I just pushed it on over. You can see here, it peeled a little bit off of it, which, gosh darn it, peeled just a little wood there. You can't even hardly see on the stump. It didn't cut real good anyway. But right in here, it peeled just a little bit where I left that hold, which isn't a big deal anyway. So, well, that was the best way I could see to bring it down safely without running the risk of getting it in there. Like I said, I don't think it would have reached anyway, because those lines are high and that top, it was, you know, the power company's pretty good about keeping all that stuff back away from where they're not going to hit the lines if there's a windstorm or something. So, like I said, that's just those pushers that Brandon builds. We've got these on all of our skidders. Brandon builds these pushers for us. Man, they work great. Of course, I'm on them all the time when we're hooking up cables in trees. I stand on them. Well, let's get this thing out, see if we can climb out of the hole here. This one ain't near as bad as the last one, this little dish, but I've got a couple logs at the top. We're going to try to drag 3. Hopefully the old girl will take them on out. Pretty good pile of them on this side. Pretty good pile of them. Good logs are muddy. I drag them through the mud. Of course, that's about the only way there was to get them out, but there's some really good butts on here. Like I said, the bark's really starting to slip on them, which I hate to see. And that will affect the price on like these bigger logs, so you got to be careful. On these good veneer, you don't want that bark slipping off of it. But this time of year when the sap's really starting to come up, it's nearly impossible. You really gotta watch what you do to get them out without slipping the bark. There's a lot of footage right here. A lot of footage. Some good logs. Real good logs. Let's go take this skidder back to where it was. We'll leave it there. That's it for today.